Ooh, that's an exciting screen to see. Welcome to part 2 of our video tutorial for making our house number sign. In the last video, we left off at this point here where we had created our house numbers. Yours may have looked a little different depending on which style you chose, but we had some numbers that were ready to cut out. One thing I wanted to show, sometimes it'll dress up your sign a little bit if we round some of these sharp corners. And give it a little different look. So I did want to mention the fillet tool here before we get this ready to go to the plasma. If I click on the fillet tool down here, it's going to ask me some questions. First thing I'm going to do is hit the letter M because I'm going to do multiple fillets. Then I'm going to hit the letter R because I want to give it a radius for my fillets. And I'm going to go with 1/4 of an inch for this particular project. You could try any number in here you want. And then if I hit enter, I'm able to come in and select 2 corners or 2 lines that intersect each other. And you can see down here, it'll take and it'll round those corners over. All right, so sometimes filleting on object will give it kind of a more finished look. All right, so I got to zoom in here a little bit. All right, I'm in too far now to go back, so we're going to finish filleting this so you can see what it looks like. And we're going to round all the corners off here on the 4 edges of our sign. And I think it'll make the numbers, especially on this one, pop out a little bit more. So we're going to fillet these, and then we're going to move on to getting this file ready to export to our plasma cutter. All right, one more to fillet. All right, there we go. So I'm going to click escape to free me from that. I'll zoom out just a little bit more and you can see how that looks. And sometimes, especially like this one where I had a lot of square corners on the sign or on the numbers, the rounded fillet just makes it pop a little bit more. So I'm going to hit the save button right now. I just saved this as an AutoCAD drawing file. Okay, our next step is we're going to get this ready to export as a DXF. That's a line type file that our plasma cutter can take and turn into a cut file for us. So you're going to need to get a USB drive for this. Some of you may have your own USB drive that you use for schoolwork. You're welcome to plug that in. If you don't have a USB drive, you could talk to your instructor and they will show you where to find one in class. All right, so now that we've got that USB drive plugged in, I'm going to click on the AutoCAD button up here and I'm going to do a file save as command. So this is going to make a copy of my house numbers, but it lets me pick what kind of file type I want to save this as. So I'm going to click this drop down and I'm going to save it as the 2018 DXF. And then I don't want to save this to my basic drafting folder. I want to save this to that USB drive that I just plugged in. All right, so down here I can see it's going to be called File House Numbers Number 2 DXF. And up top here, I can see it's saving to my USB drive. So I'm going to go ahead and click Save. And that's all there is to this step. Once you've got that saved, you can see your instructor, and they will walk you through setting up the cut file, or they'll have an experienced student walk you through setting up the cut file on the plasma in the metal shop. So good luck with your final steps. I'm excited to see your finished sign in class.